Fair enough.
All right. It now says it's recording, but again, let's waste a minute or so to figure it out. I got nothing.
Cluze is teaching me colors.
Orange.
Mountain.
Do you know what this card is?
Mountain.
Nope. Chewie?
The Three of Scepters.
Nope.
Zawildo.
It's a tip card with the number 20 written on it.
That was close.
What was that? Fan Says has been subbed for 14 months. They've changed how this works. This looks different than it did, which is
Is it Microsoft Works?
That has never been true.
Microsoft Works? Is that still a thing?
I don't think so, but it might be. Does anyone know if that's still a thing?
There's no way that's still a thing. Now I'm going to confirm because you made me question it. Just redirects to Office.
Wait, Wolfie says his Prime sub auto-renewed. I don't think it did, unless they've altered how that works and not told anybody.
It was developed until 2009, Cluze.
Okay.
Its last release was in 2007, but being Microsoft, they continued to support for 2 years.
Right.
Weird. Okay. Shall we pose for some manner of...
Is there an open source equivalent of Microsoft Works? Open source.
I mean, there's the open source equivalent of Microsoft Office, which is OpenOffice.
Yeah.
Or LibreOffice.
I don't know that one. Let me guess.
Also that.
Yeah,
Linux?
There's also Google Docs, which I know you have access to because we're in Google Sheets right now.
Yeah, we are. All right, so shall we pose for some manner of thumbnail?
Oh, I should find something to put on my head.
Damn it. Every time. Yeah, I guess we'll just have to call on Cthulhu again.
Oh, look at him. He has spooky hands. I think I'm afraid of Squee. Yep, I'm afraid of Squee. Are you an Ivysaur?
I'm a Bulbasaur, and this is not a Bulbasaur.
Bulbasaur, whatever. I don't know Pokemon. All right, so here we go. Everybody freeze. Okay, that'll do. We're a bunch of weird people.
As long as I have weird props nearby, I will always have something.
And I find myself constantly having a strange look on my face during the thumbnail because, you know.
You're reacting to me.
Yeah.
I don't know. My favorite thing is that I put the Bulbasaur glasses on a Bulbasaur, which is just like prime vanity.
I mean, I do wear Chewie t-shirts quite a bit.
You do?
All right. Well,
Cluze looks like Cluze like all the time.
Pretty much.
Let's get to it then, shall we?
Sure.
We shall.
All right. Here we go. Oh, jam! Hello, everyone, and welcome to another fun-filled episode of Monday Night Magic here on twitch.tv/themanapool. I'm Chewie, and I am Chewie.
Checks out.
Yeah.
Stands up to science.
I wouldn't. Does it?
I mean,
it's an N of 1. I mean, I don't know.
X equals X. I've been told this.
Aha!
I did the proof.
So, but you know I'm Chewie because it says it right under my name, see? So, boom.
Yes, and if it's printed on the internet, it must be lies.
Wait.
Ah, you're right.
I mean, these days, you're getting...
I bet you don't even spell Chewbacca the right way.
Curses.
How do you feel about porgs?
They are adorable.
But are they delicious?
I don't know. They were too cute to eat. Although I did kill and skin and cook one.
You cooked one, but you didn't eat it.
Once they're cooked, though, I kind of feel like
I don't
you
understand.
need to just go ahead and go through with that.
I don't understand why he didn't eat it. But anyway. So yeah, I'm Chewie. Right over here is Squee. Yeah, that one.
Yes.
And then way over there is Cluze.
I am way over there.
It's true. So, this is Monday Night Magic number 639, as those of you that are watching can see on the screen.
I thought it was 638.
No,
Oh,
that was
no,
the past.
there it is. No, yep, no, that was the past. I got to stop living in the past.
You really do, Cluze.
Which is actually really good life advice.
Although the present sucks, so I can sort of understand.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go back to the past. Welcome to Monday Night Magic 5 something?
480?
Yeah, let's go with 5 something.
Here we are predicting the amazing world that is going to be Return to Innistrad. I wonder who the villain is.
I certainly hope it's not Emrakul, because that would be
That'd
stupid.
be stupid.
That would
they
be
would
stupid,
never do
yes.
that.
Absolutely.
We just had Eldrazi this block. That's dumb.
Yeah.
As and that is an example I always use whenever I say I'm not afraid to admit when I was wrong about something. I was wrong that they weren't going to do Emrakul. I was wrong. I was right though, in that it was stupid.
You were indeed.
So,
yes.
We'll call that one a wash. But anyway, yes, we're here to talk about all the news that's happened since last week. Now, we recorded on Monday the 28th, correct?
Correct.
See.
Yeah, there we go, 28th. Okay. Well, I didn't fix this before we started. I've really got to remember to do this because OBS hates me. There we go. So, on the 30th, it was announced by ChannelFireball Events that they will be doing text coverage.
Hooray!
Yay,
and,
it's what we
and
all
there was
wanted.
much rejoicing, and nobody had any problems with it. Moving right along.
Correct.
They
Certainly,
gave us what we asked for.
When Wizards of the Coast said we're not doing text coverage anymore, and nerds all got angry, and ChannelFireball said, no, it's cool, we're going to do text coverage. Nobody immediately started bitching that there wasn't going to be video coverage, right?
That's not how escalation works.
Because it was the text coverage they were upset about losing, right? They said that so many times, right?
Right.
Yeah, we just wanted tech.
Yeah, it just wouldn't make any sense to complain that the thing that they were complaining about is coming back.
It's like when you ask someone for $5 and they give you $5, you don't complain it wasn't $10. You take $5. You got $5. Life's great.
Yeah. So there you go. They said starting with Toronto. Was that the one that just happened?
No.
No. Because we just had had another GP
We just
drop
had Sydney. Yeah.
Oh, this says starting with MTG Toronto next weekend. Got it.
Right.
Okay, sorry. So
Not
yeah,
this
starting
weekend. Next. Well, then it was next weekend. Now it's this weekend.
now it's this weekend. Yeah. So
In the
starting
future
with
of the
Toronto. They say they're doing text coverage for all Grand Prix. Coverage will be available at channelfireball.com and will include deck lists, player profiles, match coverage, and feature articles. Basically what you would expect.
What we previously had on the Wizards website.
Yeah.
Hey, Cluze, you think they're going to get the deck list in the right order?
Nope.
No.
Nope.
I'm hopeful.
Nope.
I
You might get
suspect,
top 5
however,
cards.
I suspect that there. Oh, I doubt we'll have top 5 cards. It can't be that good. I suspect that there will, however, be links where you can buy the cards in the decks.
I would hope so. Otherwise, why do it?
Yeah. I'm not knocking it. I think that's what I would do if I ran a website devoted to selling Magic cards and I was doing text coverage of tournaments that used Magic cards.
Well. So yeah, they announced they were going to do that, and everyone was happy, and there was no drama whatsoever.
Yep. None at all. There wasn't so much drama that the much beloved and much missed Elaine Bergeau had to post something shaming Magic players. Nope. That didn't happen at all.
Nope, not
We don't believe in revisionist history because it's never happened before.
Correct.
Why would it start now?
Okay then, so let's get on to the actual big announcements. I mean, this is pretty big, but it's not as big. So on the 31st, which was Thursday. They finally gave us information about the Mythic Invitational that is happening at PAX East. You know, that $1 million prize pool thing with the MPL and others.
That's less than 2 months away.
Correct.
Sure.
Because PAX East is what? End of March? Yeah, March 28th to the 31st.
Yeah.
So, this is the Invitational. So, the invitees? Wait, no. Invitees? The invited.
Invictus? Oh.
Yeah, the Invictus? No, I think that's something else entirely, actually. The people invited are, of course, the Magic Pro League, with the exception of Ray Sato, who was disinvited due to his DQ at whatever that tournament was. You know.
The past.
In the past, yeah. So we've got the MPL, and then the rest of the invite... look at that! There's the word right there! The invitees. That's a dumb word. I was just saying stupid things when I said that. They should not make that a word.
It's a little too late for that. I think they made
language
in the past.
I'm sorry. They should not use this word because it's a dumb word. But anyway, yes, they have invited a mess of essentially Magic streamers.
Yeah.
And
again, it caused no controversy whatsoever.
Yeah, more on that in a minute. But for now, here's the list. I'm not going to read them all because honestly, I don't want to. Let's be real.
That's why we have the internet.
Yeah, but here they are. Here, I'll read one. David Wynn. Boom, I read one. He's right there.
Let's round that up to all of them and you're done.
Yeah. Yeah, some of these are
Can
names,
I read?
you know.
Can I read one too?
Sure, go ahead.
LSV.
Gasp.
Yeah, Squee, would you like to read one too?
LSV.
A
there you
different
go.
one, Squee.
Oh.
Brittany Hamilton, who's directly in the center of the screen right now.
Who the hell's Brittany? Oh, MTG Nerd Girl. Okay. I was like, because I don't know these people's real names. All right, so that's that. Now, you'll notice that that's not enough. That's only 56 of these 64 players.
What?
The problem comes with where the other 8 are going to come from.
Bus stop.
And this is really bad.
Details are on a pamphlet.
So the other 8 players in the Mythic Invitational will be the people who finish 1 through 8 on Constructed in MTG Arena during the February season. And this is bad. So, you might think...
When did this article go up again, Chewie? The 28th?
No, the 31st.
The 31st.
Even better.
Yep.
But...
At least it went up before February.
Now, the reason this is bad has nothing to do with what these two goobers are insinuating. The reason this
is it because
bad,
if you don't have a Windows machine, you can't play this?
No.
Oh.
I will let him make his point.
Yes, please shut up. The reason this is bad is because Hearthstone used to do something similar, and they stopped because it's bad. What happens is anytime that you're, like, there's something big attached to how you finish on the ladder, that promotes horribly unhealthy practices, especially towards the end of the month. So the people who grind their way up to Mythic, which is the top level, and then, you know, get up higher and higher in the Mythic standings, once it gets close to the end of the month, it becomes this... I can't say that on Monday Night Magic. Why can't I Cluze?
There's no swearing on Monday Night Magic.
Cluster grind.
Yeah, it becomes this cluster grind of, like, not wanting to sleep, not wanting to eat, especially, like, the last 2 or 3 days especially, where once you start to get close, you can't stop And you can't start
Yeah.
losing. But you also can't not play.
There's pretty big potential prizes on the line if you qualify for this event and then do well in it.
Yeah.
So it's a lot easier for people who might have been on the fence about it to justify the effort and make bad choices.
The least amount you get is $7,500. I don't know about y'all, but for me personally, $7,500 would, and this is kind of sad to say now that I think about it, would set me up for the rest of the year. Let's just be honest.
I mean, $7,500 in exchange for burning out the last like 3 or 4 days of the month. That's, raise that money for the rec center and the talent show levels of sudden money. And that's enough for people to go crazy.
Yeah, but the problem is there are like thousands, presumably, and thousands of people playing. And like they're saying they're going to be emailing players in the top 1,000 once the season concludes. That's top 1,000 in Mythic. That's not like 1,000 people playing Arena. That's 1,000 people in the highest level.
Yeah.
And when you have that many people playing in this magical world of arena rankings, because no one knows exactly how that works, then you're gonna have the people who almost kill themselves and finish like 10th, even though the last thing they saw said 7th. They actually finished 10th because it's a roll of the dice for the top 8 out of thousands of people. Also, thank you, Turbo, for the Twitch Prime sub for 13 months. Hey.
So, Chewie, if
Yes.
I may, I got 3 things here. Okay. So, thing number 1, I just want to point out.
They can find anything under the sun. Thing 2 and thing 1. Sorry, Cat in the Hat joke. Keep going.
No,
Yes.
no, it's totally fine. I just didn't expect it. I was not prepared. Thank you. Thing number 1, note that final rankings will be final as of noon Pacific time on Thursday, February the 28th. This is not to encourage terrible behavior, but I suppose we should mention it. And I really feel that we should mention not just are you going to the, MTG, what's this thing called?
Mythic Invitational.
Invitational. They're going to fly you there, put you up in a hotel, and give you a 4-day PAX East badge for yourself and a guest. So, yeah, in addition to the prize money, that's actually a pretty sweet deal, quite frankly. Secondly, I guess that thirdly, because there'll be a fourthly now. Thirdly, there are going to be like 8 feel-good moments that come out of this because 8 people are going to make the cut. And there's going to be hundreds of feel-bads, at least dozens of feel-bads, people who were close, like were within spitting distance, but didn't quite make it. And that is going to suck. And I kind of don't want to be around social media at the end of February. Maybe I'll just mute the word magic on Twitter. I don't know.
And never unmute it.
Wait, I can do that?
No, you
Next,
can't.
you're going to tell me that I can log off of Twitter, which we all know.
No, it's on your phone. You're trapped.
That's not possible. Lastly,
Oh, there's the fourthly, right.
yeah, there is a fourthly. I did mention there was a fourthly because the firstly became a secondly as well. Fourthly, so Hearthstone used to do this and does not do this because it's a terrible idea.
Yes.
Is there a better way? What is that way? Is what I'm going to ask. What did Hearthstone end up doing?
Well, okay, so Hearthstone's thing was you got essentially pro points.
Okay.
The equivalent of pro points based on your ladder finish. And they realized that was bad. And I don't actually know what they did because I don't pay attention to that side of Hearthstone. But I do know that they killed it. Because it's bad.
Okay.
Like, one thing that I saw kicked around was took the top however many people and do, like, a tournament. But the logistics of that would be a bitch. So take the top however many people and do a series of tournaments to figure out who gets those 8 invites. Don't just leave it completely up to ladder.
See, I was going to suggest something slightly different that would be logistically better, but in the end probably suck more. I'm not really sure, but the first thing that popped into my head is what if we just take the like top 1,000 and then we do a lottery? 8 people from the top 1,000 are coming.
That would be less awful in the way, like, as far as promoting unhealthy life choices.
If you just have to hit the threshold of top 1,000, then being, 500 versus 100 is whoop-de-doo if it's the lottery.
Yeah, exactly.
That said, I'm noting this. They're publishing official rankings of the top 100 weekly, which means that for that last week, you've got at least 100 people who are like, oh no, I need to defend this. So they're going to go crazy.
Yeah.
Emailing the top 1,000 people when there are 8 prizes feels like a way bigger window than they need.
Congratulations, you lost.
Like, I don't know why 1,000. I'm missing something.
I don't know. Probably just hey, you're in our top 1,000. I don't think that has anything to do with this invite. I think it's more the top 1,000.
Weird.
And you can say, well, that's how every tournament is. Somebody's got to finish 9th. But that's not the same thing at all. That's in a tournament structure where you know how it works. And
These
even
people are
with
not playing against each other.
tiebreakers. Do what?
These people are not even necessarily playing against the people that beat them.
Right.
Like,
yeah, this is just sitting up in your room on your PC for the next 3 days, being afraid that you might doze off and miss a game and something finish.
This is also going to be one of those things where they'll run into the which decks can win the fastest the most rather than simply win the most. Like, I don't know exactly how this ranking structure works, but in order to be the top of something, you have to be winning quickly and frequently.
Yeah, I have seen people saying that means best of 3 will be a barren wasteland because no one's going to be playing best of 3 when you can win or lose faster in best of 1. But then I saw counterpoints that the best of 3 is going to be weighted more so that a win there counts more, blah, da, 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 da. So,
I mean, you have to balance that carefully, but
Wizards hasn't released any of that back-end information,
that.
So no one really knows. But I don't think Blizzard ever has with Hearthstone either. So, but
I suspect that this is going to be a thing that they're going to do. They will, at the event itself, show off their 64 players and have some big flashy thing to talk about. And for everyone else who gets sort of squished and grinded up along the way, they will apologize and say they'll do it better next time. And I think this has already been decided because they decided they were going to do this and they know how players be.
Yeah, I just really do find it a shame after watching horror stories from Hearthstone players over many months complaining about ladder finishes and whatnot. Like, there's a guy, oh god, who was it? I can't remember now, but there's a guy who was a shoe-in to get X number of points at the end of a Hearthstone season, and he queued up and played against a guy who was roping every turn. In other words, going to time every turn. So he didn't actually have the time to finish the game. And so he didn't get the points he needed. Like, it's just ridiculous. And yeah, in the chat, fans is saying the top X anything is gonna be bad. But this is a different kind of, like I said, it's not the same thing as I finished 9th and missed the top 8 in a tournament setting against, a possible 20 people. This is, I queued into a bad game and my opponent, like, my internet blinked and I disconnected and now I don't get $7,500.
This is like that thing where you go into a tournament and you just completely brick on draws, mull to 4, roll over and lose, and then you don't make the top 8. But for 1,000 people and over the course of several days to several weeks, depending on how this rolls out, like, yeah, it still is a feel bad when you don't make it, but the cost is so much higher when they do it this way.
Yeah.
And they will feel like they have to do it this way to have a chance to win. Whereas I can go to a Magic tournament, and while I don't have great odds of winning, I get the feeling that I could, get lucky, run well, happen to have all the stars align and actually get somewhere with it. You can't do that with this. This is a grind. Like, there's no you ran well. There's you ran well and you did nothing else for a month.
Yeah.
And that's not healthy.
And even then it comes down to a roll of the dice at the end because no one knows how the back end works. So like I said, if the last thing you saw was 7th and you're like, I'm in, and then it turns out you're actually like 11th. And this is after not sleeping for 3 days. You see the difference, right?
The world of mobile gaming and digital gaming and essentially anything that doesn't involve travel, but something that you can do anywhere, is highly susceptible, or rather people are highly susceptible to that because it's so easy just to make it all you do for a while. Like, you can shut in, you can miss meals, you can miss all of these things because it's always there. Like, when I played Magic Online for a little while, I was like, yeah, I'll do it. Like, knock out 4 or 5 drafts a night because they were pretty quick by comparison to in-store stuff. But that's all you do all night. And those were like, you win, you lose, whatever, it's done. You're out some money because you're stupid, but here we are. But like, then it's done at the end of the night. I don't feel the next day like, man, I should still be contributing to that draft. This is way more in the realm of, you start weighing the pros and cons of, do I go to work? Do I hang out with people? Do I do other stuff? Or is it just a distraction in the way because I'm already, within range? This is just kind of bad. But again, they've made the decision to do this. I'm hoping that no one gets burned too badly by it, and that I'm not going to say learn, because I think they probably already know, but at least they revalue what they're willing to do to get the situation that they want. And that may just be easier when they see it happen.
Yeah, for anyone that doesn't know the sort of nonsense that can come of this, just go look up like some Hearthstone pros social media, or ask them, hey, you have a end of season like horror story, and they do.
Mm-hmm.
They all do, and some of them are bad. So yeah. But anyway, enough of that. That's, chances are our audience doesn't actually have that many people that are going to fall into the potential pitfall of trying to queue for the Mythic Invitational.
Hopefully for most of us, we get a cool tournament at the end of it.
Should we talk about the format of this tournament, since they did announce that as well?
Yeah, this is the other big news. Not only who's there and who's gonna be there and how you get there, but it's a new format called Duo Standard. So you have 2 decks, 2 standard decks. There are no limitations on this as long as they're standard. You can have a standard deck that's like a pre-sideboard and then a post-sideboard one. Or you can have like Mono Red and Nexus of Fate. You can have 2 completely different decks. Or if you're super confident, you can have the same deck twice. As long as you have 2 decks submitted. And matches will be conducted as follows. Game 1. Who goes first and which deck you play is randomly determined. Game 2, whoever went first goes second, and everybody plays the other deck. And then game 3, if necessary, you pick which deck you want to play of your 2, and who goes first is randomly determined. Again.
That is so weird.
Yeah, and this is so they don't have to do sideboarding, but it's also so it's still not a best of 1.
But to be clear, Arena is capable of sideboarding, right? There are best of 3 tournaments in Arena, and sideboarding is a thing that just happens. It's not like they didn't code this, and that's why they're not doing it. They're doing it because they genuinely wanted to try some new format.
Yeah, that's totally a thing.
Okay.
But yeah, they wanted to do something different here, probably to make it more viewer friendly. Because as we were talking before the show, the sideboarding portion of any Magic tournament is, especially to like the esports audience, boring and lame. And while you see two guys sitting there with a deck of cards doing this, they have to find something to fill the time. And the poor announcers have to come up with something to talk about and hope that these two people know how they want to sideboard and don't sit there for the full however long they have trying to figure out we don't have any of that. It's just, here's your other deck. Now shut up and play it.
Yeah. Speeds it along a bit.
Yeah, see, like Cluze is doing right now, that is an excellent example.
If you've never seen people at like big competitive events when it comes to sideboarding, the proper approach is to shuffle your entire sideboard in and then shuffle your deck a few times and then dig out 15 cards. So you're not giving away information. So it takes even longer in paper. In digital, it's a little faster, but this is just going to go. Like, all the decisions have been made for games 1 and 2. Like, there's no waiting, there's no delay, and they get double the number of deck lists out of it, which could be fun for them too, I guess.
Fan says, question, do you know which deck your opponent is playing in round 3 if you're going second? I don't think either player knows.
Yeah, I assume no,
yeah.
I assume you don't know who's going second or first until after you pick a deck.
Also that, yeah.
Because it says, then the player who goes first in the game is determined at random, and that's after you select your standard decks.
Yeah.
So...
yeah, there's no information here. This is a completely different kind of Magic.
Yeah. I'm just going off of the word then.
Yeah.
So, putting a lot of weight in Wizards' website and order of operations, so God help us all, but here we are.
So, yeah, and people could be complaining, and I'm sure they have, why isn't this just best of 3? Well, because they want it to be something else.
They want it to be faster.
Something faster, more user-friendly, and testing a different side of Magic. So, like, best of 3 with sideboard is a skill that's been tested for literally decades.
Yeah.
Now they're doing something else. And that's fine. It's an invitational. It's not like this is a thing that matters. And they said somewhere, I don't know if it was in here or elsewhere, that this tournament has no bearing on anyone's anything other than prize money.
This is an exhibition game.
Yes. So there you go. And they're doing the they're doing the tournament structure thing with 4 different flights, or they're called groups in like Hearthstone tournaments: Group A, Group B, Group C, Group D, and the top 4 from each group. They're 16-player groups. The top 4 from each group will move on to a final 16-player thing. And then the final 4 will play more, and these are all double elimination. And then the final 4 do it again. Another double elimination bracket. So,
yeah.
There you go. Anything else?
First place is $250,000.
Yeah. Prize payout is big numbers.
Pretty swanky for first place.
Yeah. But that's what esports tournaments are. They have massive numbers to make people go, wow, and then people will watch it. At least that's the theory.
We will find out.
Yeah. So why isn't Dr. Mrs. Dr. Cluze saying this in chat where other people can respond to her?
Oh, well, she just watches the stream. She doesn't log in, so she doesn't use the chat. But I keep relaying the things that she's telling me. I'm also listening to Queen, so I apologize if I'm shouting.
Anyway.
Because it's a kind of magic.
Yes, it is. So that's the Mythic Invitational. If we missed anything, I don't think we did. But if we did, well, go look it up.
Read a book.
Yes, take a look. It's in a book.
Correct. Let's say.
Don't take our word for it. Da-da-da. All right, moving on. You see how that makes people smile? We need more of that on the internet.
We do.
My Twitter is broken.
Is it?
Did you forget to take it out of your pocket when you were in the wash?
Maybe.
It needed to be clean.
I was going to say, it could use some cleaning, quite frankly.
All right, so more about the Mythic Invitational. Originally... crap, I already forgot what you said, Bill. Moffer?
Yes.
Okay. Bill had to look up how to pronounce this. Moffer MTG had withdrawn from the Mythic Invitational. She was one of the people invited. She's a streamer and whatnot. And she withdrew, as near as I can tell, due to harassment from a certain segment of the Magic population who we really wish didn't exist.
Yeah.
Because, of course, anytime there's a list of people invited to a thing, Magic nerds are going to be angry that, well, this person wasn't invited.
Stop.
Just stop. Yeah, it's fine.
When
There
you
might
see
be
people
reasons
do
that
call them
person
out on
wasn't
it.
invited. What was that, Squee?
And, like, when you see this behavior, call people out on it. They don't stop doing it just because no one's backing them up. Otherwise, this would have happened a while ago.
Yeah. So
We have to defend our community from this because it's bad and it makes us look bad, and it is bad and it makes us feel bad. Also bad.
and also it caused this person to,
Yeah.
pull out of this tournament, which is awful.
Which is terrible. That meant that the crap that she knew she was going to get was sufficient that she'd rather not get $7,500 in a trip to PAX than put up with this crap.
That's a lot of crap.
Yeah.
Yeah. So as far as I've been able to piece together, she got James Gunned. People went way back in her timeline and dug up some unsavory stuff that she tweeted a way long time ago. And of course, that segment of the population began to use it against her and harass her for it and say, you're not Jeff Hoagland. Why are you going and he's not?
Also, for the record, any of the people, when they go, why isn't blank invited? This person shouldn't be there. They do not want you making that comparison with their name. You're not helping. And if they are asking you to do this, then they are terrible and you should definitely not support them. But the vast majority of these people don't want to be in that fight. So stop dragging other people in to your issues.
Yeah. Like, don't tag a person and say, how come X is there and Y isn't? Damn. Have some decency, for God's sake. But this was announced on the 1st that Moffer MTG was not going. And then today they announced that, well, Caleb Durward is going. So there you go. Now he's going. Not X other person, not Y other person, him. You know why? Because it's an invitational. They can invite whoever they want. It's okay. Day 9 didn't get an invite either. No one cares. Shut up. Okay? Okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't make things worse. Pretty obvious when people are making things worse. Don't do that.
Yeah, and if your response is, well, I was just asking how come X didn't know.
No, that's making it worse.
That's making it worse. Yeah. Okay? Okay. Now, you can feel free to say on Twitter, how come X didn't go? Sure, why not? But don't tag one of the people who did get an invite.
Don't make people who are going feel bad for going. Don't make people who are not going feel bad for not going. Like, there's nothing gained by that.
Nope.
So stop.
Stop. Try to be decent. Just try. I know it's hard for some people out there obviously, but try to be decent. It's a thing. You can do it. I believe in you. I actually don't, but I'm telling them that. Yeah. Okay.
I want to believe .jpg.
Again, for our audience, I'm sure very few of them are that problem. At least I hope very few of them are that problem.
If you're that problem and us telling you you're the problem week after week is not run you off, then you've created a lot of questions in my head.
Yeah, right? What's wrong with you? Like in many different ways. What's wrong with you? Anyway, so with all of this big announcement about the Mythic Invitational and whatnot, and still no information about like lower store level tournaments, lots of the lower store level grinders and whatnot are starting to get frustrated, which is understandable. But this happened. Blake, Blake Rasmussen, the PR guy for Wizards, tweeted out on Duet.
I used to follow his RSS feed on the Wizard website.
Yeah.
We were in it sometimes.
Man, yeah, you remember when we would be on the mothership every once in a while? Man, those were the days.
Oh,
delicious computer pasta.
Those were good times. But yeah, Blake tweeted a link to this article from October, I think? Yeah, it's from October. With an editor's note at the top. This is an old article from before they canceled 2 of the Pro Tours and before all the big rebranding and all that. But he says that the qualification... The hell was that? That had to be upstairs. Okay, sorry. I just heard what sounded like someone dropped something in my kitchen, which couldn't be the case, but I think with the headset on, I just didn't realize that it... Yeah, I hear people upstairs stomping around now. Okay, anyway, sorry, that scared me. Wait. What was I just saying? Right, the roadmap for getting to the Pro Tour is still a thing. Now, he says it's...
still the plan.
Yeah, it's completely fine to think that this article from October with a crapload of outdated information is completely wrong, but it's not. So this specifically right here, ignoring the whole Dallas-Fort Worth thing, this specifically right here is still good. So they're not killing Paper Magic. They're not killing moving up into the Pro Tour. We still don't know about getting into the Magic Pro League, but to be fair, Wizards probably hasn't quite figured that out yet either. So, and we don't need to know that for at least another, I think, 6 months.
If you're not in the top, let's say 64 players in the world, you probably don't need to be worrying about that as much as you are.
That's also true. So yeah, this is still it. Grand Prix, open events with 1 slot, open events with multiple slots, and invite events with 1 slot. These are all still things. They're gonna remember. They said that PTQs, like PPTQs and RPTQs, are going away, and they're just going back to the similar to a PTQ system, but not quite. That's still the case. They're working on ironing out the new details to go along with the new revamp of everything. And he said on Twitter that's coming soon. So, and yes, this is a Blizzard soon TM, but they're working on it. So everybody just calm down. They're not killing Paper Magic. And anyone who says they're killing Paper Magic either really wants you to agree with them so that they feel less bad about saying it, or, I don't know, wants you to sell them your cards cheap. I don't know. But
they want to get your clicks and get their ad revenue.
Yeah, that too.
We'll tell you if they kill Paper Magic. I promise. I will tell you myself. We'll have an episode that Monday. It would be news. We wouldn't skip that week.
Although with our luck...
They've been trying to kill Paper Magic since 1993. So...
Okay, let's clarify. If it happens, Cluze will be on a boat, but Chewie and I will be here to let you know.
This is true. I will either be on a boat or at a radio telescope in West Virginia when they try and kill Paper Magic.
Sure. Yeah. Also, the announcement would probably happen on a Tuesday because of our luck.
Oh, yeah, totally.
And it will actually be completely killed by the following Monday. So, you'll know.
But seriously, everybody calm down. It's fine. They're working on it. Okay? Okay. All right. So, one more bit of thing here. There was an article that went up on the 31st alongside the Mythic Invitational article called The And of MTG Arena, which is the dumbest name for an article ever.
Yes.
And basically the whole and thing is just them talking. But the point is that they're not making any changes to tabletop, which is what we used to call paper. They're not making any changes to tabletop Magic because of Arena. And this is a whole big article about Arena, about the best of one and best of three, and trying to figure out best of three without sideboarding, which the duo standard is one of the possible ways to do that, I think. Well, not I think, it obviously is, because it's best of three without sideboarding. Hey, how about that?
Gas.
But if you're at all interested in what they're doing with Magic Arena, you should totally go read this entire article.
Twice.
Probably many times, yeah. Because it's kind of unclear. Because it's written by two people, Aaron Forsyth and Chris Clay, just typing paragraphs one after another. And
not really a coherent flow, but it is a lot of information.
Yes. Like, for instance, they've said that if things go horrible, it's entirely possible to have a separate ban list for best of one and best of three. And indeed, it's possible to have a separate ban list for Arena Standard and Tabletop Standard. It's possible. They're not saying that that's what they're doing. They're saying it's possible. And if push comes to shove, that's a thing they can use to smooth things out.
Yeah. They're acknowledging it as a solution that they have thought of in advance of a problem.
Exactly.
Odds are they're going to do their best to never let that happen, because it's really convenient to have them be the same. It's just less work, and it gets rid of headaches. But if push comes to shove, they can fix it.
Yeah, so a lot of this article is things like that, and a lot of this article, it's repeated several times, is it's all a work in progress. Which, obviously, since Magic Arena still doesn't even have, friends lists, but...
That's just a feature.
Yeah, it is technically still in beta, even though it's got gazillions of dollars riding on it as if it's fully released. It is still in beta. And I don't blame the people working on Magic Arena for the choices of organized play. But Bill, anything you want to add about this? You skimmed over it right before the show started.
Just the fact that they also acknowledge that the traditional concept of Magic is also still a thing. Like, there's a bit near the bottom of the article about that, where they're like, also, we know that people want to play with sideboards and best of three and all of that, and that is also a thing for the purposes of Standard. And sort of a reminder that if you want to do Modern, Legacy, all that stuff, there's still Magic Online, which has, the history of the game and the stuff that came out before Arena. But for Standard, they're aiming to make sure they're still supporting Standard as well, like the way that you think of it. So it's not like it's definitively different, but they could just be different things. When I pulled up the Arena webpage earlier, they had traditional Standard, like, traditional constructed and like Arena constructed, and they're acknowledging that both of them exist. One of which has best of three with sideboards, the other's like single, and probably all these other features as they roll out. So,
yeah,
we'll talk about this more as things come out of it. If it's anything like Magic Online, I think they're going to try a whole bunch of things. And then if they realize that, oh, well, these games aren't happening, these things aren't firing, they'll drop those parts. So, very much vote with your time and your energy just based on the stuff that you want to play, and we'll see where it goes.
Yeah. But They're not trying to completely eliminate best of 3 with sideboards. There's traditional ranked now. Calm down.
Mm-hmm.
Just because the Paper Magic has been doing the best of 3 with sideboards forever doesn't mean that Arena has to keep doing it. It's not required. It's okay to branch out and try new things.
Tradition.
Yeah.
Chewie, do you remember when duels came out and you couldn't even choose how your lands tapped?
I do, actually, yeah.
Yeah. Like, that duels was a work in progress where it slowly got more features of Magic year to year. I think in this case they're trying to, make sure that it vaguely works before they give it to you, and so that means things like, traditional weren't there in the immediacy, and as you mentioned, it's still in beta. Like, it's not even launched yet, so calm down if you don't see something you want. It might still be in the works.
Yeah. So there is that. And there is one more thing related to Magic Arena, and that is that at some point in the last week, since we recorded last, Shahar Shenhar, MPL member, was streaming Magic Arena. Shahar is in the MPL, right?
I think so.
Let me go look.
You keep talking, I'll go look.
Yes, he is. Okay.
Okay.
But yeah, he was streaming Magic Arena and got hit with the person who was playing the no win condition Nexus of Fate deck, and he just started looping Nexus of Fate for 2 hours.
Yeah.
And Shahar refused to concede.
You don't want to reward that.
Yeah. Well, it depends on how much you value your time. I think
Sure.
Shahar kept going to prove a point. And
right.
He had a lot of viewers by the time it was over. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, his opponent's portrait exploded. And he was like, oh my god, he conceded! Nope! He got banned.
Beautiful.
I think it was something like a 2-day ban, or a 2-hour ban, or some small 2 amount.
The herding stopped.
But yeah, apparently he streamed for long enough, and it created enough buzz that that his opponent just got banned for having. Because in Paper Magic, we have judges who will walk up and be like, "You have to be advancing the board state." No, okay, it's a game loss. Go to game 2.
Yeah.
Right, Cluze?
Right.
But
And
in
in Magic
Arena,
Online, there's a chess clock.
yeah, in Arena, there's no chess clock. There's just a turn clock, and there's no rule as far as the programming of the game that says you can't do that. If the game allows it, the game is the judge. So you just do it forever and hope your opponent concedes. Now, just because it's allowed within the structure of the game doesn't mean that you're not an asshole for doing it, and
Thank
you are.
you. That's
If you
the
just
point I was gonna
loop
make.
Nexus of Fate with no win conditions, then you're an asshole, and you need to stop.
I very strongly expect within a very short amount of time we will hear some kind of way to address this behavior.
Yeah.
Since they're putting a prize on the line for February, and getting stuck in multi-hour games like that will become real bad when those aforementioned stressed out people run into it. So
Yeah, well, then those poor stressed out people have to try to figure out if it's worth it to concede and try to get another game against a different person and take the loss.
Yeah.
And that's all just awful.
yeah, that is not an experience they're going to want to have. So I expect something to come of this. I don't know what. I don't know if it will be system-based or report-based or what, but they'll have something soon. There's no way they'll leave it like that. Because there's no telling how long this would have gone without the level of attention it was getting from a streamer.
Oh, I mean, they knew it was going on. People have been complaining about it for a while now, but...
Mm-hmm. But, like, people complaining about it, like, are people getting banned in the middle of other games when it's going on?
Probably not.
Yeah, like...
But, like, Wizards knew it was a thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like they're like, oh my god, what is this? We've never heard of... No. It's just this was a high-profile enough thing to where they stepped in and did something.
Mm-hmm. When you reach that special threshold where high profile people are complaining and there are also videos so everyone can see the problem, that's when they start taking action.
Yeah.
Or at least that's when they escalate and speed along action they were already taking. So,
and there are different takes on this. Like, some people will say, well, there's a concede button right there. And there is, but that's, as Bill said, that's rewarding this dickhead behavior.
it creates a very feel bad moment if you're effectively losing and losing anything that might be on the line because you do value your time, and also you sat down to play Magic and you're not playing Magic anymore. Like, that's not an environment that is healthy, and that's not an environment that will thrive. So
Yeah,
there's no way that's going to stick.
I'm hoping they figure out something to do with it other than we'll ban Nexus of Fate, because there are decks that use Nexus of Fate properly.
Yeah. I suspect this is going to become a lot more of a, strike system that they'll have to find a way to do that isn't going to be miserable. And they probably don't want to rush that, but I wouldn't be surprised if they ended up rushing that. Because it'll be like a lot of things where if they could code a way around it in without changing the rules of the game, then they would.
Yeah.
But most of these are going to be like a call it as you see it thing until they actually put in a chess clock or some other element that universally takes care of it.
Yeah, I know in Hearthstone, I think it's after 50 turns, the game just ends.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's 50. Someone did a test a long time ago, but I think it's after 50 turns the game just is over, and nobody wins. Now there's only 30 cards in a deck, so it takes some doing to get to that point. And the way they actually tested it was they each got a creature out who said you are immune, so you don't take fatigue damage, which is a thing in Hearthstone, and they just kept hitting end turn, and counted it. And I think it was 50 turns. After one person takes their 50th turn, the game goes boom, and both portraits explode, and the game is over. But I don't know. I'm not a programmer. It's not my job to figure out how they fix it, but I hope they fix it.
Yeah.
In some way that works and isn't, like I said, just ban Nexus of Fate, because that's cheap and stupid. So hopefully they can
I don't
put
think
in more
that's the
effort than
message
that.
they want to send right now.
Yeah. And for all the people saying, well, just ban Nexus of Fate, again, calm down. Nexus of Fate is a key element in decks that work and do things properly. You don't want to kill those decks just because some assholes want to troll people. Like, that's not right. What? Thank you, Cluze, in the chat.
Well, you were on a roll. I didn't want to interrupt. I just happened to flip over to the stream just to see how things were framed here, and it's a nice shirt you got on there. I like that. I can't
tell. I used to think that it was like that famous picture of the Pleiades with some lightning thrown over it, but I don't think it is. Just repeated, but I don't think that's the case.
Sure.
Because they're not clumped up in the proper thing.
I think it's a sign that you are, in fact, an enchantment human.
My shirt might be made of Nyx. You're right. Anyway, Cluze likes my shirt, by the way, for those that aren't watching live with the chat. Thank you, Cluze. So yeah, that's another thing that happened. And then finally, we have one more thing before we go do the tournaments. And that is Tulare Community College had a tweet here that says, Wizards says, modern fans should pay attention at the end of February. And Mark Rosewater responded with something I've said on my blog. This product is this year's innovation product and was created through our very first hackathon. I don't know what that means. So, hey, modern people, there's something at the end of February that's modern related. That's an innovation. What's an innovation product? What is that? Is that the draft innovation product? Is that what he means?
I think we put together a new thing that doesn't correspond to something that we've started doing annually or every few years. Like at one point in time, uh, technically Commander decks were an innovation product, or
I think was Battle Bond an innovation
yeah,
product?
Well,
like those things that they do that
uh,
are brand new for the first time.
well, they've also used the term draft innovation to mean battle bond and conspiracy and what was the third one? Unstable. Because every year or every other year or something, they have a draft innovation product. And I don't know if he means the draft innovation product, where it's some new form of doing something with draft, or if it's an actual innovative product like Squee is describing. I don't know. And he doesn't specify in this tweet.
We don't have that kind of information yet.
Yeah.
Given it's related to modern, I don't think it's going to be drafting.
Yeah. So this and the original Tolarian Community College tweet was related to a clip taken from the weekly Twitch show. So yet another place to get official information with no article or anything handy to go with it. So thanks for that, Wizards.
Yeah, if only ChannelFireball would provide text coverage of announcements.
You know, they might, and I wouldn't know.
I mean, Wizards certainly isn't, because they just talk about crap in their weekly stream, and then it's never mentioned again. You either have to watch the stream live or catch the VOD or watch it on YouTube. And I don't have time to be watching crap on YouTube by Wizards of two people sitting in a chair talking about things that are coming up. I just don't care. So if they could have an accompanying text thing to go with that I could look at and skim through, that would be brilliant. Wizards. I only have to say this every freaking week, it seems.
I mean, I would settle for them taking the audio and just running it through, some kind of voice recognition transcription thing and just letting that puke out whatever text it wants to. Partly because that takes no effort and it would be immediately searchable. Partly because I think it's really funny when those things try to tell what a proper noun for magic is actually spelled as. Those are funny.
So
it makes the Gideon Kidian thing so much more obvious.
Yeah, that's true, yeah. All right, so now we've got the tournaments, right? Anything else?
Tournament time!
Is that everything?
I think that covered everything.
Okay, cool. So we're going to GP Sydney.
Buy your insurance.
Rule 1, Chewie. Rule 1.
No hiccups?
No dying.
Well, then we can't go to GP Sydney. Thanks,
That's
Cluze.
what I'm saying. Nothing but drop bears as far as the oh god my eyes.
So how many people were in GP Sydney?
I have 526 survivors. Because I took it from the last round. It just seemed more fair.
Yeah.
526? That's all?
We don't know that they got out alive, though.
I said survivors.
They were at least there for the final round.
All right. Well, here's your top 8. It was limited, so no deck lists to look at. But we have Geron... How would you say his last name?
I would not.
Where
Was that?
Where's he from? He's from Australia. Oh, well, that doesn't help. Pouzette? We're going to go with Pouzette. Geron Pouzette. Won the whole thing. David Marcotti is in second. Teruya Kakumai is in third. This guy has a white shirt. Hang on, if I highlight... There we go. Prods Pathirana is in fourth. Joseph Sklazero is in fifth. Ivan Schroeder finished sixth. Dominic Z, just Z, finished seventh. And hey, look, Shuhei Nakamura finished eighth. There you go. It's limited.
All right. Hey, I've got a thing though.
Oh, you do? Yeah.
Thing. It is the return of top 5 cards.
Top 5 cards.
That's right.
5.
Top 5 cards. Now I'm going to try something here, Chewie. We didn't plan this ahead of time. We didn't troubleshoot this ahead of time. But do you know what happens if I try and share my screen? Will it actually go where my face is, or will that break things?
I don't know. Give it a shot. What the hell?
Let's find out. It can't do more than make me fall off the call, right? Okay. So I believe I have now shared this browser window.
You have.
All right, fantastic. So, are you ready for the top 5 cards? It's time for the top 5 cards. By the way, the criteria for the top 5 cards. All 5 of these cards appear in one of the top 8 decks, because those are the only deck lists that I had any access to. Second criteria, they were 5 cards that might have done something great. I don't know. There wasn't any text coverage, but they were 5 cards that I thought were interesting. And so here we go. Number 5 is Tin Street Dodger. Why Tin Street Dodger, you ask? 2 reasons. Okay, the main reason is that I had 4 cards and I needed a 5th one, and this one seemed pretty good because, you know, it's a goblin, and look at that hat. And
Hats are important.
I used to have a pet gerbil named Dodger, and this card reminded me of my pet gerbil named Dodger, and so I had a moment.
All right, then.
And so there you go. There you go. 10th Street Dodger. Number 4, Open the Gates. Because I feel like in Limited, this is a really good card. Because it's your mana fixing. It can go get you gates if you need it. It's a really good card. It's solid. I'm not saying draft this pick 1. I'm just saying if you're in green, I think you want Open the Gates. Number 3 is Zerta Goblin. You know why? Because it's a goblin. It's a 2/2, or maybe even better than that, but 2/2 for 2, that's good enough. Goblin Berserker, good enough. Riot, yeah, sign me up. So we'll totally go for it.
Cluze is pro Riot.
Number 2, Sharkdo Crab.
I can't argue with that.
There's nothing more to say. It is Sharkdo Crab. I mean, come on. And then believe it or not, and this is going to be a little stunning to folks who do know me, number 1, Terramander. I know
shocking.
it's a blue card. I know it's a blue card, but have you read this thing? This is sick. If you're playing blue, stop it. If you're playing blue, you probably want this card. I really think in Limited, this is just an all-star. This is gonna wreck faces for all you blue mages, is what I'm saying.
I mean, it's already seeing play in Modern, so...
And there you go.
It's probably pretty good in Limited.
There are your top 5 cards.
Yeah.
There you go.
So, ta-da! I can't believe that actually worked. Okay, great.
Top
And
5.
maybe oh, hold on.
Oh, there we go.
Yes,
Okay.
there we go. See, when I stopped screen
Ah!
sharing, it didn't turn my camera back on. So
That's so weird when I saw what the feed saw.
sorry about that. And those were your top 5 cards.
It's like gazing into a broken mirror where also most of me is gone. Terrifying.
So there you go. I hope you enjoyed top 5 cards. I didn't have a lot to work with. But
Now I expect you to do it all the time.
all right, sweet. I'll see what I can do. No promises.
I believe you.
At least one of them will be a goblin whenever possible.
I also believe that.
All right.
Okay. Let's go over to the Star City, Baltimore, right?
Baltimore.
Yeah. Where we had team... I don't remember what this is called.
Since they're doing different formats,
Team
I assume
Open.
it's
It's
trios.
just Team Open. Where there are 3 teammates and each one is playing 1 standard, 1 modern, 1 legacy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So, how many people, teams, whatever, were in this particular thing?
285 teams means 855 players.
Yay! All right. Boom. So there we go. Again, team event, so don't care about deck lists. The first team was Jacob Hagen, Ryan Overturf, and Liz Lynn. Yay. You okay, Cluze?
Yeah, no, I'm cool. I'm cool. It's just, again, you kind of caught me off guard with your not caring about deck lists. It was, I'm not saying it's not true. It's totally true. It's just, I wasn't ready.
The second place team was Jeff Carr, Josh Everly, and Ian Bosley. Third place, we have Matt Tumovich, Gerard Fabiano, and Ryan Frainer. Fourth place, Daryl Ayers, Edgar Magalhaes, and Matthew Dilks. Fifth place, oh god, my eye. My eye was not playing.
Is it a drop bear?
I was looking for that.
I think it was just an eyelash, but still.
Oh, well then that's not mine.
Where did I stop? All right, 5th place was the team of Griffin Vanderven, Brandon. Oh, what? Brandon He or possibly Hay and Tommy San Miguel. Can I see now? Thank you. Okay, 6th place we have Kane Reinhard. Not to be confused with Reinhardt. That's Overwatch.
Very different.
Casey Lancaster and Evan Whitehouse. 7th. Did you guys hear that?
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, I heard that one. Yeah.
So my foot, I've got my leg crossed here. My foot is sitting on this leg, and it's gone to sleep. And it just twitched. And when it twitched upwards and hit that.
Did it
And
twitch.tv?
I didn't feel it. I just heard it, which made me look in the direction of the noise because it was right there. Let's just drop this into the floor. There we go.
Thud.
Okay, where was I? 7th place is... This is really obnoxious. 7th place, here we go, is the team of Michael Liu, Alex Lee... Did they miss one? Oh, no, I missed one. Okay, Michael Liu, Alex Lien, one of those, and Karthik Vamulapalli. I think that's right.
Cool name.
It's close. It's a cool name. And then the 8th place team to
name.
round out the top 8 is Keaton Wood, Brian Faria, and Chris McCord. And there
Congratulations to all of you.
Yes, congratulations all around.
Again, with a team event, it doesn't matter what they play. And if you really want to know, you could either read it on the screen or go look it up yourself. Because it's a team event. So it's not like you're going to get important meta information from this.
Yeah, it's different.
Yeah. So there you go. That was your team open in Baltimore. Let's move over to what is this? Standard.
165 players.
165. All right. These I'll actually open up and glance at since this is only the 2nd week of Standard. Let's not forget, right?
Correct.
I think that's right. So Alex Hahn won the whole thing with the Sultai mid-range deck. That looks about right. It does have 2 Karns and 3 Vivian Reeds, which I don't think are necessarily always there.
I mean, it's got a Crossus.
And of course, yeah, it's got Hydroid Crossus because
why not?
because if you're playing those colors, it's really good. As a matter of fact, it looks like it's playing those colors so it can play Hydroid Crossus.
Yeah.
Huh.
Jellyfish Hydra Beast. Mythic Rare.
I didn't realize that the Crassus was a Saturday morning cartoon.
I hope so.
It is now.
Huh.
It's either that or like a tire store.
I mean, same thing. In 2nd place, Joe Fortini was playing the Azorius aggro deck, which is really mostly mono white with with the Deputy of Detention and some stuff on the board. Do what?
It's the fuzz.
It is, yeah.
The 5-0, the Popo.
I just appreciate the fact that they've got a hunt to witness. The cops bring their own witness. That's kind of messed up. But here we are.
Well, they brought him in, you know.
Yeah.
Because he was hunted.
Yeah.
So, police protection?
I mean, I appreciate the cameo in that art of the Invisible Stalker.
He's there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. All right, anyway, moving on. 3rd place, Ali Antrazi is playing the Simic Nexus deck with such messes as Wilderness Reclamation, Frilled Mystic, and Hydroid Crassus. Oh, and Nexus of Fate, of course.
Gotta.
Yep. Boom. 4th place, Drake Sasser is playing the Nexus of Gates deck. What's in here that cares about gates? Oh, the Guild Summit. Right. That's important.
Nexus of Gates, not to be confused with the Dallas-Fort Worth Airport.
Oh, and Gates Ablaze. That's the other thing. I was like,
Also,
I know there's
not
another
to be
Gates
confused
Matters
with the
cards.
Dallas-Fort Worth Airport.
Let's hope not. All right, moving on. Alex Cans in 5th is running the mono red aggro deck.
Is it actually mono red?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's got
It's 20 mountains, buddy.
20 mountains. Okay, I'll allow it.
Yep. Running Light Up the Stage and Skewer the Critics and Experimental Frenzy like it's not even playing.
Mm-hmm.
Cluze, what do you think of Light Up the Stage?
I think, let's see now, what is this? Okay, 2 and 1. I can exile that. Oh, no, I like this card. Yeah, I like this card a lot.
Yeah, I hear draw 2 for 1 mana is pretty good, right?
Yeah, seems good.
Okay. I mean, that's what I thought, but I thought I'd ask. In 6th place, Kirby Thompson is running a slightly different but very similar mono red aggro deck.
Ooh, 21 mountains.
That's
Losing
one
some
mountain.
burn potential there with the 21st mountain, but you know, whatever. You add 1 mountain for consistency, right?
I mean,
That's
when
right.
you're lighting up the stage, it probably is moot.
When in doubt, add another mountain.
Okay,
7th
that's a different
place,
plan.
Abraham Stein is running Esper Control. We saw this deck last week. It is very much Esper Control. And to round out the top 8, Gabriel Nicholas is running Sultai Midrange with Carnage Tyrant. Hey, big fella.
Mm-hmm.
And there you go. There's your top 8. If we go look down past that, more Sultai Midrange. Here's an Is It Drake's mono blue aggro. Jeskai Control and more Drakes. Yeah, just more of all of that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Standard.
So then modern.
197 players.
So that's more than standard.
Always.
Just making sure the trend was continuing.
Yep.
We have Kazu Negri. I really need to learn how to say his name. Running Jeskai Control. Robert excuse me, had an itch. Robert Cedar or Setter is running Azorius Control in 2nd. There's a mono green Tron in 3rd by Anderson Leclerc. Brandon Dempsey is burning things in 4th.
Burn.
There it was. David Kaminsky in 5th has Bant Spirits. There's a Jeskai Control in 6th, piloted by Jonathan Sukanik. I don't know how you say your name. In 7th, Franklin Fulks is running Whir Prison. And then in 8th, Austin Gattuso is running the colorless Eldrazi deck. If we look past that, there's Dredge, Golgari midrange, Goryo's Vengeance. 2 Juns, Hardened Scales, there it is. Mono Red Phoenix, and Is It Phoenix? And that's your top 16.
I find it interesting that the Bant Spirits deck is running Deputy of Detention.
Why is
because, well, I mean, it's like, oh look, another thing that makes Phantasmal Image crazy.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Yeah. I see that, and it scares me. Okay then.
You don't need a lot of them.
So that's your modern classic. And to finish this off, there's a legacy classic. I get the feeling Cluze wants to take that.
I do. I might have a few things to say. Where 141 players in the king of all formats here at the SCG Classic. In first place, Harlan Firer has forsaken his name and gone all in on Team No Fun with Azorius Delver. In second place, Ben Friedman walks through the valley of the shadow of Death's Shadow, and now that I think about it, I guess he should have feared Delver. Lyle Rolfs made a bold choice by bringing 4 copies of Yuriko the Tiger's Shadow to his Dimir Delver deck. Better block, folks, otherwise ninjutsu will get ya. Mackenzie Endris is in 4th place with Grixis Control, proving that at least one person in the top 4 understands that Lightning Bolt is red. In 5th place, Ryder Aguilera totally has some Emrakuls they want to show you in a sneaky way, of course. In 6th place, Kyle Dorgan still has not received the memo that we stopped the top and Miracles isn't supposed to be a thing anymore. Perhaps they should check their spam folder. Benjamin Nichols took 7th place with Azorius Stoneblade. I don't have anything pithy to say about that, but True Name Nemesis is still a terrible idea that should never have been printed. And rounding out the top 8, Michael Braverman, a player who once blind dropped a Chalice on 1 against me, Game 1, Round 1, believing that there was a good chance I was on Goblins. I was, in fact, on Goblins, and I did, in fact, lose. And that is your top 8.
All went according to plan.
What was Michael Braverman playing?
Oh, Death and Taxes. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, it's it doesn't matter. Braverman's going to beat you. You could hand him like a pile of draft leavings, and he would still just crush you. So, at least that's been my.
I don't know
experience.
how, but he alpha struck me with a tip card and what I believe is a Yu-Gi-Oh card based on it being smaller and in a sleeve with an anime girl in the back of it.
That's correct. That is pretty much how that would go. And I never would have stood a chance at all. Looking outside of the top 8, Elves is in 11th.
I don't know why that's funny.
I didn't like any of the other decks.
I know, like I fully parsed exactly what happened, and it was just
All
funny because I wasn't expecting it.
Just checking.
Although I will give a special shout out to the Golgari Depths deck there in 16th, just because it's kind of rare.
And that is your legacy news for today, at least, and indeed at most.
Okay.
I think that tournament's legacy at 141 players.
Oh wait, I missed something in the chat. Brewing with Brewski says Burn might have new cards. Yeah, Burn is running. The modern Burn is running. Freaking light up the stage. And possibly Skewer the Critics. Both, in fact, yeah. But we covered that last week, so there you go. Because, again, I hear draw 2 for 1 mana in Burn. It's pretty good.
Yeah. You'll find a way to use it.
Yeah. All right. So that looks like it might be it.
Yeah, I think that's
I believe so.
the tournaments.
Is that everything though?
I don't know. Let's check the show notes here. Yeah.
I don't recall there being anything else.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah.
Seems good.
All right. Well, there you go. I guess we should call this episode done. You guys want to wrap us up?
Sure. You can find me on Twitter at SqueeGoblinToBob. There's no I in Goblin because apparently it's making creepy noises at Chewie's house.
No, that was my foot.
Oh, okay. I mean, you can't feel it, right?
Well, now I can, yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, then maybe my eye's not there. Who knows? Maybe it's hanging out with drop bears. I got no idea. Actually, my eye is probably upping the eye count in Battle Angel Alita because that's the one place where it can be bigger than it needs to be. That said...
Don't you mean Alita Battle Angel?
No, I don't. No, I don't. I know you saw my Facebook thing about that.
I did!
Because it does annoy me.
I didn't, but it does annoy me too.
Like, I'm not, like, dead set this is the end of the world, but it annoys me, mostly because I've known this franchise for, like, 20 years, and that's weird to me. But, whatever. Neither one of them was its name in Japan anyway. So, but yeah, I will see that next week in an empty movie theater. It'll be fun. But I wanted to comment that earlier today, in response to seeing how annoyed and miserable so much of social media has been for Magic, I made a Twitter post about asking people to tell me their good and happy community stories and things that they're glad happened and positive stuff. And people did, and I really appreciate that. So
that's really
since I gave out the name earlier, go look up at SqueeGoblinToBob with no I in Goblin and give it a read. It'll hopefully get longer with time because it's nice to see that things are not all terrible. And there are plenty of stories that just don't get the level of attention. And it's just fun to think back on things like mine involves pizza and sneaking on the floor. And that's where the story starts. So There you go.
That's really creepy, Bill, because I literally just pulled up that thread and was about to tell people to go reply to it. Damn, that's
you can
eerie.
Still do that. But yeah, that was my takeaway thing for right now. So go Cluze.
Okay, I guess I don't have too much interesting. You can find me on Twitters. I am at Lacluyze, spelled just, it's not in the show notes. Lacluyze. There you go. That's Lacluyze.
It's French for
it's
the
pronounced.
Cluze.
It is Belgian, but sure, it is French for the Cluze.
It is Louisiana Cluze.
No, I don't think we ever lived in Louisiana. Now that I think about that, I've been to Louisiana, and if you do go to Louisiana, get some beignets. They are delicious, and we've broken Chewie.
I appreciate that.
All right.
Sorry, it's Belgian, but it is French for the Cluze.
Yeah, well, they speak predominantly either French or Flemish in Belgium, and it's from the French-speaking part.
There you go.
Okay, great. I guess that's it for me. We're not having the terrible cold like we did last week right now. Instead, it's like 50 and raining. It's really strange. All of my snow is gone, and I'm not happy about that.
If you want crazy stuff, look up some of the footage that people did in like Chicago and the lake while it was super frozen. Seeing the water in Chicago, like just going straight through it, but with ice on it, is very strange if you've ever been to Chicago. Like, it's really weird. They did some like drone flyovers and helicopter flyovers and stuff, and it's just very strange. Also, I'm just entertained in general that you light the train tracks on fire for their own good.
Yeah, that is a thing that happens.
Good old burn.
Really cold. Sometimes fire is all the time fire is the answer.
Mono red vehicles, everybody. Yeah.
All right, so take it away, Chewie.
Yes. All right. Well, hi, I'm Chewie, and you can find all of the stuff I do all over the internet at as the Mana Pool. I'm on Twitter at the Mana Pool, and I'm on YouTube.com/the Mana Pool, which is currently either live on Twitch, also the VOD on Twitch, or on YouTube, or it's the only place to currently see Monday Night Magic. I asked on this show and on the Mana Pool about how to move forward with Monday Night Magic, because I was really seriously considering just never doing an audio version again, because honestly, the effort I put into it isn't worth the time, if that makes sense. Because, okay, how did I put this at the end of the Mana Pool? So this isn't what I do for fun anymore, right? This is my job. And so as my job, I have to do like a cost-benefit analysis on everything, because I do everything by myself. And there's only so many hours in the day. And the time that I spend crafting the audio podcast for Monday Night Magic, I have determined is not worth the time. So I was just going to kill it. But enough people said, don't do that. That, okay, once MTG Cast goes back up, which hopefully will be very soon, I've heard some positive rumblings from the people working on it. What I'll be doing going forward is just ripping the audio straight out of this and tossing it up on MTG Cast. No editing, no intro and outro music, no flashy, not even any silence truncation, nothing. Just whoop, audio, drop it. Because that way it doesn't take any time and effort, and the people that want the audio can still have it. Which, it's come to my attention, that's what people are doing to get audio anyway, for those that can't, like, watch YouTube. They're just ripping the audio out of the YouTube video and listening to that. So, sure, clearly that's good enough. So, once MTG Cast is up and running again, which again will hopefully be very soon, then that's how you'll get the audio version of Monday Night Magic going forward. Cool? Cool. And Episode uploading functionality restored. Please claim your podcast.
That went up yesterday.
It was awful nice of him to let us know that in the damn Discord server. All right, so maybe they won't be as bad as Quiet Speculation. Maybe they won't be as bad as Quiet Speculation. Maybe they won't be as bad as Quiet Speculation.
I mean, they didn't break it.
But anyway, I forgot what I was saying.
So you were producing audio that people can listen to. They will be able to download it.
Yeah, possibly starting with this episode. I might go rip the audio out of the previous episodes. I don't know. I have to go look at how they're doing it since, again, he didn't bother to tell us this in the Discord server where a bunch of us hosts are. But anyway, now I forgot what I was saying again. Anyway, so yeah, what's going up? What's going on here on Twitch and over on YouTube are, at the moment, on the YouTube channel, what's going up? So we've got the Mortal Kombat Story Mode has 1 episode left, which was an hour and a half that it took for me to do the final chapter. I've compressed down into about 40 minutes of video with a nice rage montage towards the end. Against...
I mean, I watched that in real time, and there was sufficient frustration.
Yeah. Once I fixed the controller again, it got a lot less pure rage and just more this game is cheap rage. But yeah, it's...
The true video game experience.
Yeah. Shao Kahn, of course, is incredibly cheap and has many, many frames of armor, seemingly at random. He just sometimes moves just don't move him at all, or attacks don't move him at all. And I got progressively more frustrated over the course of about an hour, compressed down into, I think it's like 3 or 4 minutes. Something like that. I don't remember now, but... So that episode goes
If you'd like to fill in the gaps, just imagine sitting in traffic.
While getting punched.
While getting punched by cars that are somehow still in front of you in traffic.
Yeah. But yeah, so the final episode of that goes public on Wednesday. The next to last episode went up today, and then that series is done. Yay. Other things that are running on the YouTube channel are... Legend of Zelda, my playthrough of the original Legend of Zelda. 4 episodes of that are done. The 4th one will go public tomorrow. And I have to edit more past that. And then the World of Light mode on Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, which, as I've been editing it, I've really been having fun watching myself play it. If that makes any sense. So hopefully you guys will enjoy it just as much.
It's an entertaining mode to watch.
Yeah. Because
like,
every
way
fight...
more so than you would think.
Every fight is different and has some sort of bizarre stipulation.
Just seeing how they render characters that aren't in the game using the characters that they have to recapture like nostalgia moments is a lot of fun.
Yeah. Like, for instance, Blanca from Street Fighter is a green Donkey Kong that comes equipped with a screw attack.
Yeah.
Just as
I just appreciated your reaction when you went to the airport.
Yeah, that's not fun. For many, many, many episodes, though.
In the future, you'll get there, and it'll be fun.
It'll be great. So, yeah, those episodes run about 30 minutes apiece, and that's about 40 or so minutes of footage that I always cut out the bits where I'm staring at my spirits going, So it goes a little or pretty fast. But like, for instance, in the 4th episode that I just rendered and uploaded today, just as a quick for instance, let me read from the description that I made. So first thing we did was awaken the Mii sword fighter. And then there was a teddy bear that shoryukened me. And then there was light that I couldn't walk through. And then Lucario was so fuzzy. And then there was a giant crocodile who won't get on the damn boat. And then I almost drowned Lucario. And then Birdo was the MVP.
I remember that. That was great.
And that was in 1 episode.
Yeah.
So, like, when I got done, I was like, okay, that's 30 minutes. That's a good place to cut off. I was like, did all that happen in this episode? What the hell?
Birdo is a fun story. You'll enjoy it.
Yeah, just like Jigglypuff in the second episode was a fun story. And there's just so much going on in the World of Light mode, which, thank goodness, because it's going to be a long-running series on the YouTube channel. Anyway. So that's what's going on YouTube. Here on Twitch, we stream Monday Night Magic, obviously. We stream the Mana Pool. And this is where I play the World of Light mode and all of these other games that go up. This is where I streamed Legend of Zelda. There we go. I did a pinball stream on last Saturday, I think. Mike and I did the Mana Pool Nerf Report. That's what went public today on the YouTube channel. We did the Mana Pool Nerf Report, the TMP Nerf Report, where we report on Hearthstone nerfs. And they surprised us with a second round of nerfs in this expansion, which came out of nowhere. So Mike and I got together digitally and discussed them and explained what they were thinking and why they did it and our thoughts on it and this and that and the other. As we do every time there are Hearthstone nerfs. Yeah. So that's Twitch. I also play stuff here that doesn't get turned into YouTube videos, like I plan on playing Mario Odyssey sometime soon just because it's a 3D Mario game and I've always loved 3D Mario games, always, forever and ever I'm in.
Hats.
Also hats. And there's XCOM. I really need to do more XCOM, actually, now that I think about it. Playing through XCOM Enemy... What was the expansion? Within? Yeah. With the Twitch chat army. Most of the Twitch chat army. We finally had a loss. Now I think we've had 2. It's very sad. It's very sad. Anyway.
War is hell.
War never changes.
War never changes.
But anyway, so that's what's going on the various content creation platforms. So I stream stuff, long form, and then it gets turned into edited and bite-sized YouTube videos. Some of it does anyway. And I do 2 YouTube videos a day now because I have so much backlog of stuff to turn into YouTube videos. Coming up, I've got more Legend of Zelda, more World of Light, more Hearthstone, more Hand of Fate, and more Slay the Spire. That's already recorded. That'll be going up on YouTube soon-ish.
Content.
Lots of content. 2 videos a day, one at 11 a.m. Eastern, one at 1 p.m. Eastern. I haven't heard anybody complain about the time, so I guess that's when they'll keep going up.
Concept of the passage of time.
I only have it when my alarm goes off to tell me to make a video public.
There you go.
Yeah. So, if you want to help support what I do with this frankly ridiculous amount of content creation, especially since, again, all of the actual production of content is a one-man show, I do it all. Sometimes I wonder about me. The most direct way to support what I do is on Patreon at patreon.com/themanapool, where you can become a lifeguard. The uncommon lifeguards get early access to YouTube videos and Manapool episodes and a silver name in the Manapool Discord server. Which, by the way, if you haven't joined the Manapool Discord server, you totally should. There's a link down in the description, and it doesn't matter where you're watching this, there's a link down in the description. The rare lifeguards get the early access stuff and the odds and ends, all the stuff recorded before and after both Monday Night Magic and the Mana Pool, which as soon as I get like one more day ahead in videos, I'm going to knock out like a bunch of those in one day. So terribly sorry that I'm behind on those, but Patreon has been having issues lately, so I haven't been able... I didn't make videos ahead of time because the end screen has the Mythic lifeguards on it, but Patreon crapped itself with payment processing, so I didn't want to do that yet. So I should be like 5 days ahead right now. I am 1.5 days ahead right now. Wait, what? No, today's Monday. I am 2.5 days ahead right now.
Yeah.
which is still not good enough since I do 2 videos a day. So once I get another, let's say 1 day ahead, then I will jump on those odds and ends and get them all thrown up. Because they're all about halfway done. But anyway. And again, the Mythic Lifeguards get the odds and ends, the early access stuff, and what was I just saying? Oh God, I might be getting senile. What just happened? Mythic Lifeguards, there we go. They also get the sponsorship shout out on the end screen for all the YouTube videos, which is why I'm not further ahead right now, and on both podcasts. So the Mythic Lifeguards, thank you to Kim Ho. Oh my God. This isn't even the right month. Hang on. January. Hey, look, 10th Tech Priest just became a lifeguard here. Twitch lifeguard. For 6 months in a row. Sick. And he said that's not Stark's name.
True, it's not.
All right, here we
Checks
go.
out.
Here's January. So, thank you to the Mythic Lifeguards. Finally. Kim Ho, Al, Paul David, Lance Delicious, Team ULS Are You, Connor Kennedy, John Morris, Alex Gonzalez, Jeff Spencer, Stuart's Law, PJ McMullen, Sophia Brattain, Casey, Faye and Says, Danny Liao, Jason Doan, Cody Buckowing, Jake Jansons, Jason Kaus, Gothic Man, Brian DeLucci, Stark Maximum, there's Stark's name, Keith Moody, John Parker, Aleph Cat, Dan Holm, Bartle, Mike Millerburned, and the Beast Father, Aaron Goodwine. Thank you all so very much for your support. I quite literally couldn't do it without you. At all. And I appreciate it so much. So with that, this is finally the end of this episode. Let me go to mtgcast.com and figure out what the hell.
Yeah.
So, I've been Chewie. A big thanks as always to Squee and Cluze for joining me here.
Happy to be here.
Yay.
Don't lie. And this
Tired
has
to
been...
be.
Duet?
Tired to be. I'm sleepy.
There we go. This has been Monday Night Magic number 639. Thank you all so very much for joining us. And go play some Magic.